Hey guys, welcome back to another quick movie review just for future reference. When I put out a quick movie review, it is because one, I don't have a whole lot of things to say about these couple of movies, or number two, I've just been so goddamn busy and I just so late with the review, so I'm just basically cramming the two reviews into one. And in this case, it's kind of both. So a couple weeks ago, I saw Aladdin, Pokemon, Detective Pikachu, and John Wick 3, all three movies in the same day. And I already did a review for Aladdin. You can check it out if you look for it on my channel. But there was just something holding me back talking about Pokemon Detective Pikachu and John Wick 3 because, again, number one, I was just so busy, and number two, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to say in my review that hasn't already been said by other reviewers. I guess some of you have been waiting for these two reviews, and I apologize taking me so long to give it to you guys. But honestly, I just don't have a whole lot to add. First, let's talk about Pokemon Detective Pikachu. I didn't really grow up on the anime, but I did play the video game, the Game Boy, quite a bit. I'm not like super huge into Pokemon. I'm not into like the myth and the lore, so I don't really know the character names or the Pokemon names or name the locations or music. So I didn't really go in with like this huge expectation. I just wanted a fun movie. That's what the trailer gave me. The vibe. Like this movie's gonna be fun. And Ryan Reynolds gonna be hysterical as Pikachu, and it's gonna be fun. And for half of the movie, I actually had fun. I'm sure one of these days, Justice Smith is going to find a role where he's just going to absolutely crush it. But so far I haven't seen anything from him that impresses me. He wasn't like terrible in Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, but I didn't really like the writings of his character. I feel like he's been typecast a lot into this like little nerd that just scream a lot, and just scare everything, kind of that type of characters. And I'm not a fan of his character in that movie, and I'm not a huge fan of his in this movie because in all fairness, he tried, but the problem is people, they show up to see the Pokemon stuff. They show up to see Pikachu. Ryan Reynolds is such a strange choice to play Pikachu, but somehow it worked. Like he found a way to to be funny, but there are some truly heartfelt moments, and I feel like just through his voice he delivered, which is really goddamn impressive if you ask me. But for the most part, he was just there for the comedic purpose, and you guys know Ryan Reynolds is a funny human being. And of course, he was hysterical in the movie. Like there are so many moments where I was laughing out loud because of his, line delivery or just the way that he say certain things. And like I said, the audience, they show up to see the Pokemons and the world, that they built in the movie. It's cool, seeing Pokemon, living with humans, and seeing Pokemon who have jobs. That's just it's so strange, silly, and yet so fun. And it's what's the name of the city again? I can't remember, but that's the type of fantasy world that I want to live in. But they cut back to the human drama way too often, and I just don't really care. I don't really care about this human drama. And they have this thing with like this corporate dude, and the stuff with the villain of the movie. It's super predictable, and the way the movie wrapped up is just kind of, it felt kind of cheap. That's all I gotta say about Pokemon Detective Pikachu. It's a okay movie, pretty average. The stuff with the human I don't really care about, but the stuff with the Pokemon, it's actually pretty cool. I'm gonna give Pokemon Detective Pikachu a 5 out of 10. Alright, let's talk about John Wick Chapter 3. If I'm just talking about the stunt and the action, it's a 10 out of 10, like easily 10 out of 10. This is some of the best action I've ever seen, okay? Like when I watched the second movie and the stuff that they did with the pencil and just some of the gun fu, I was like, how are they gonna top that? And they did, with some of the most inventive action set piece I have ever seen. Like this stuff with the horse. How? Keanu Reeves is back as John Wick, and he is just as badass and as amazing as ever. He is Keanu Reeves is just an amazing specimen. Like, he protect this man at all costs. The movie also introduced you to a new character named Sophia, played by Halle Berry. And you know, if you watch the first trailer, you're gonna think, oh, Halle Berry is gonna be she gonna has a big role to play in the story, and that she is like this huge supporting character. But she's in, like, I want to say like 10, maybe 15 minutes of the movie. But for me, easily the best 10-15 minutes of the movie by far. Like the action set, that there's an action set piece that lasts, I want to say 5 to maybe 8 minutes, that she was in with Keanu Reeves and 2 German shepherds. It's not a spoiler, you saw it in the trailer. I kid you not, one of the best action scene ever put on screen, like ever. This is some Jackie Chan, old school Hong Kong cinema. Like, you're talking about like throwback to like some of the deep cut of, you know, the martial art era of, you know, Chinese cinema. And it's just so, and that combined with like the dogs and the gun stuff, and you know, just it's mind-blowingly good, like the actions in this movie. My biggest problem with this movie is, again, kind of the same problem I have with the second one. Is the middle part of the story. That's where things kind of get a little bit messy. They did kind of go a bit too overboard, in my opinion, with the world building, and certain things just kind of happen. And like, I get it, like, you want this John Wick world to be silly and to be kind of comic book like, but there's just so many, there's only too many silly stuff that I can take. And certain things happen in the movie that I'm just like, okay, just tone it down a bit. Like, this is a bit way too ridiculous, okay? There's a scene where John Wick has to travel on foot to a certain point in the middle of the desert, right? He got there, he did some stuff, and it cost him, you know, a huge price, right? But then when you got to the first like 5 minutes of the final act, and then you look back at that scene in the desert, that scene doesn't really matter like anymore, like, because of what I can't really get into it because it would be spoiler, but certain decision that was made by John Wick in the third act that made that, you know, midpoint less relevant. And I'm just sitting there like, so why did you do all that work? Like, why did you, you know, walk all the way to that point in the middle of nowhere to do that, just to, you know, get to this third act and be like, you know what, fuck that, I don't really want it. And another problem that I had with the movie is not because of the movie itself, but because of the announcement of John Wick Chapter 4. You know, I was under the impression that John Wick Chapter 3 is gonna be the end of the trilogies. Like, okay, maybe they're gonna kill him off, like what they did with Logan, like what they did with Planet of the Apes. So, you know, I thought that, you know, John Wick's gonna get killed in his final movie to complete the trilogies and whatnot. But no, they just announced, okay, John Wick 4 is gonna hit theater next summer, and I'm like, oh, okay, he's gonna survive. So yeah, that's John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. Super solid action movie. The action set pieces are some of the best, if not the best, you've ever seen on screen. The story was a bit messy. Some of the world building was a bit too silly for my taste, but I had a really fun time. You know, John Wick 3 is an amazing action movie with a flawed story, but let's be honest, you're there for the action. And they, you know, the stunt department, they did not disappoint. I'm gonna give John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, an 8 out of 10. Hey guys, I have a lot more video coming soon. Some reaction video to trailers, a review for TV show that I recently finished. So look forward to those. Do keep in mind that I have a job. I work at this ice cream place 4 days a week. Not that it's not that intense. So I don't have as much free time as I thought I would. Summer and whatnot. But I got a summer job. So sometime when I get home from work, I'm a little tired. So I'm like, maybe I'll make the video tomorrow. So that's kind of what happened. So yeah. If you enjoy my review, hit the like or reviews, hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more reviews like this. And with that being said, I'll see you soon.